Hi, folks. Pastor Aaron Strong. Happy Easter. He is risen. He is risen indeed. Alleluia. You still running that little phrase and refrain in your head? Maybe you're thinking, Pastor, Easter was over 2 weeks ago already. I've moved on in life. And maybe you have, and I've moved on as well. But man, we can't too quickly go past the joy of Easter and the hope and the faith that is inspired by the empty tomb. We're still in the Easter celebration, this Easter season here at Grace in our worship, and we will be for the next number of weeks because it is still so important. But I just think about Easter, and I think about the joy that we have as we love to gather and sing beautiful hymns and celebrate with happiness the empty tomb and the resurrection of Jesus. But the gospel from this last Sunday, from the end of Luke, chapter 26, shows us a little bit, or 24, shows us a little bit of a different picture of the first night and even weeks after the resurrection of Jesus. You know, we're all happy and joyful, but the disciples, that first resurrection night, were scared. They were frightened so much that they locked themselves in a room. They were afraid of the enemies of Jesus and what was in store for them. They were confused and trying to make sense of all this news of Jesus being alive and appearing to people, women at the tomb, and Peter and some other disciples. And then all of a sudden, as they're sitting there in their fear, Jesus appears to them. And this is what he said. He says in Luke chapter 24, while they were still talking about this, Jesus himself stood among them and said to them, "Peace be with you." They were startled and frightened, thinking they saw a ghost. He said to them, "Why are you troubled, and why do doubts rise in your minds? Look at my hands and my feet. It is I myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have." And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and feet. And while they still did not believe it because of joy and amazement, he asked them, "Do you have anything to eat?" They gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he took it and ate in their presence. The first words out of Jesus' mouth was, "Peace be with you." There was nothing like peace in the hearts of the disciples at first resurrection night, even though it sounds so strange because we think of Easter as such a peaceful message for us, right? But Jesus had to give them that message. And even as he appeared to them in joy and amazement, they still were confused. They still weren't getting it. And so he had them bring him some food to show him, this is who I really am. It's really me. Look at my hands. Look at my feet. I'm here. Peace. We need that same message, even a few weeks after Easter. Because the reality is while Easter is in the past, our life has still gone on. And while we got to celebrate Easter, there are still the troubles that were there the day before. There are still the relationships that need to be mended. There are still the struggles financially at home. There are still the fears and anxieties of a pandemic that maybe seems to be getting better, but still has a lot of uncertainties. We still need Jesus to step into our presence as he does every time we hear his word, every time we think about the empty tomb, and to hear those same words that he speaks to you. Peace be with you. And while you might not be able to touch Jesus' hands and not literally see the hole marks there, and while you might not see Jesus eat a piece of fish in front of you, he is still very real and he's still very present, and he still shows himself every day as he speaks to us through his holy word, as he fulfills his promises, as we are encouraged by his promise to be with us always, to watch over us and to be with us. And that, my friends, brings us peace. So with the disciples, have that same joy and amazement today and always that Jesus is risen, that he lives, that he reigns over all things, is watching over you for your good. And may that joy keep you near to him today and always. God bless you.